now we're going to do the same process with our manual low loss fittings, our little valves. So I'm going to put the suction line on first. Now notice this line is not blue in color, the hose isn't. It's okay, it still does the same thing. It's just simply a hose. It hooks to my low pressure port. The blue is representing my low temperature, low pressure, superheated vapor line. So we got that one hooked up. Now we'll hook up our liquid line. We'll close our valve off. We'll open up our port here. We want to make sure we put the valve cap on the manifold gauge set so we do not lose it. Now with my 2-finger rule, we're going to thread this on so that if any refrigerant sprays out, just like it did, I did not get burned. Refrigerant shot that way, it shot that way. I am clear in the middle, didn't stop, it went all the way on. Now when we open this valve, it allows the refrigerant to flow to a manifold gauge set. Now I can record my pressures, make sure they're both open. I can record my pressures, which is worthless. More importantly, my saturated temperatures. So with the unit running, we're gonna take these gauges off. Now with our system running, we're gonna take our suction side off first. Notice I left the valve open. I got a nice short hose. It didn't really matter. It's de minimis amount of refrigerant. So I'm gonna take this valve cap off, hold it in my hands. Gonna put the port on. Now the high side, we're gonna make sure without a doubt that we close this valve off because there's gonna be liquid refrigerant in here, high pressure. 2 fingers, I'm gonna unscrew this as quickly as possible. The refrigerant shot out both sides, my fingers were protected. Now I'm gonna put this liquid refrigerant back into the system. So the high pressure side, I'm gonna hook straight to the suction side. So it's hooked to the suction side. Now I'm gonna open this valve and we're gonna watch the pressure drop. So here's my high side. I'm gonna open it up and the refrigerant flows into the suction side. The high pressure goes to the low pressure. But I'm also going to raise the hose up so that any of the liquid refrigerant that may be trapped in the low spots flows back into that suction side. Now again, that pressure is not gonna go to 0. It's only going to equalize to whatever the low pressure was. I'm going to shut my valve off. I'm going to unscrew this. And just to make sure, now I have de minimis refrigerant. There's only vapor. It was on the low side, only low pressure vapor. De minimis amount, we're going to very slowly open this. We only heard a little bit of vapor come out. Our pressure dropped back down to 0. We're going to take our valve cap. We're going to make sure we have the rubber O-ring. We're going to put it back on the unit. Again, I prefer a metal cap. We're going to take our hose, put it back on here so it's nice and protected, shut it back off, and we're ready to go to the next service call.